Thanks for joining us today on this Key Tools for Project Managers session, and I promise it's going to be an interesting time today. For more amazing content, follow this channel. Also like, leave comments, and share this video. Some of you have said you want us to create more content like this. You can comment mentioning the topic you want us to consider for some of our next sessions. Our goal is to provide content that help you learn, excel, and develop in your career. My name is Ayo Kwumi. I'm a certified project management professional, have multiple Agile certifications with multiple certifications cutting across other fields as well. I have over 17 years experience working on different projects in different project management verticals. And once again, I want to say thank you for joining us to learn more about project management. Hey, as we learn about key tools for project managers today, I want to share with you that this is the first in a 2-series video. So this is the first in a 2-series video, and watch this, learn about the tools, and then we'll get into the practical session in the next one. Okay, let's get started. What are tools? Maybe that's where we should start, right? Or who is a project manager and what are their responsibilities? Okay, so a project manager's responsibilities include budgeting, risk management, time management, planning, monitoring progress, providing leadership for their projects, documentation, planning resources and activities, stakeholder communication, just to mention a few. And these tools are software or application designed to help project managers plan, execute, and control projects across various stages from initiation to closing. Irrespective of the process you're using, these tools would always be valuable to you. So either it's you're using a waterfall, agile, or a hybrid approach or practice, these tools would always be valuable in you planning and managing your project. They also help your teams to organize tasks, allocate resources, and manage timelines and communicate efficiently. And why are they important? They provide structure and organization for your project. They help you optimize your projects, your resources. They help you manage your risk. They help to enhance communication and also increase accountability so that you know who is responsible for what. Okay, let's talk about some essential features that you want to consider as a project manager when selecting a tool. So as a PM, when you're selecting a tool, there are key things you want to consider, key features you want to consider in you selecting a tool. So you want to look at what your project team needs are. You want to consider your team dynamics and what are the goals of the organization that you're working with. So the first thing you want to consider as a feature is how easy it is to use the tool. So it should be a tool that is easy to use, should be intuitive, easy to learn, and helping your team to adopt it very easily without extensive training. You also want to look at your cost and your budget. So the tool should fit within your organization or your project's budget, and you need to just not look at the upfront cost. You want to look at the ongoing cost, things like subscription, licenses, maintenance, and other upgrade costs as well. So that's something you want to consider. You also want to look at scalability. As your team grows or your team expands or your project expands, the team should be able to scale to accommodate increased project complexity, larger teams, and extensive data management without performance issues or requiring you to completely switch to a new tool. You also want to look at how it can integrate easily. So you want to look at where you're working, look at the other tools that are being used, and how can this tool integrate easily with those other tools. So if you're working in an organization that has DevOps, for instance, or use DevOps, for instance, you want to make sure that this tool, your project management tool, can integrate with tools like Jenkins, GitHubs, or if your organization use tools like Slack, you want to make sure that this project management tool that you're selecting can easily integrate with tools like Slack or file sharing tools like Google Drive, emails, or if you're working in accounting, for instance, it can easily integrate with an accounting software. So that's something very important. And you also want to look at the features and functionalities of the tool, whether it's task management, time tracking, risk management, reporting, resource allocation, or communication. You want to make sure that this tool is able to help you do these things. Other features that you also want to consider would be the collaboration features. You want to make sure that this is a tool that can help you collaborate across different teams, across different time zones, whether you're working in the office or you have people working completely remotely, or you're using a hybrid approach. You want a team that can help you share files, communicate easily, real-time chat, collaborative editing, so that they can get in. It's not just you who can manage the things on the tool. Other people can come in as well, make editing. You can mention them within those tools, and they will get alerts letting them know that they have a task that is waiting for them, or if a task has been completed. You also want to make sure it's a tool that helps you customize. So it must be something that you can customize easily. As you know, different projects have different needs. So the tool should allow for you to customize your dashboard, your workflows, your templates, or reports to suit the specific requirements of your project or personal preferences that you may have. In the world that we live in today, security is very important. You want to make sure that it's a tool that can handle privacy, your data privacy and security. You don't want your sensitive project data to be out there on the street with bad actors. So you want to make sure that it has robust security features such as data encryption, role-based access control, and compliance with privacy regulations such as GDPR, for example. You must also have support from the provider of the tool. They should be able to provide support for you through tutorials, documentation, webinars, and customer service. So it must be a reliable tool that has very good vendor support. And finally, you want to make sure it's a tool that is reliable and performing as you want. So it has to have, reliable uptime, fast performance, to ensure that the project stays on track without unnecessary delays. So these 10 features are key features that you want to consider as a project manager when you're selecting a tool that best fits your project requirements and your team's workflow to ensure that you execute brilliantly and you have a higher chance of success. Let's dive into the tools today and talk about these key tools for project managers. And remember, as we dive into these tools, the list is endless. I've just selected these key tools that you can get started with if you're a new project manager, if you're someone who's getting started already in project management, something that would enrich your experience. And if you already have experience as a project manager, these are tools you can also consider as you advance your project management career. Today, we're going to start with Asana. Okay. And I know a lot of you would have thought we'd start with another tool, but let's start with Asana today. Asana is an interesting tool. This tool was launched commercially in April 2012, and they have over 150,000 paying companies across 200 countries in the world. They have over 2.5 million weekly active users, and this tool is used by large corporations such as Uber, Airbnb, Pinterest, Instacart, Robinhood, Stripe, and so on and so forth. What are some of the key features that we want to talk about in Asana? So it helps you manage your task with customizable task fields, and you can manage your project timelines and Gantt charts right there. The workflow automation is right there on Asana as well. You can automate your workflow when something is done, how it flows from you to another person, or how it flows from person to person within the team, right? Or what happens when a task is completed. So that's workflow automation. And then integration, it can easily integrate with Slack, Google Drive, Microsoft Teams, and so many other tools. What are some of the advantages of Asana? It's easy to use with clean and intuitive interface. offers robust workflow automation, and is great for managing multiple projects with different teams. Some of the disadvantages that you would find with Asana: there's no built-in time tracking really, and it can get cluttered with large projects and teams. So for Asana, you may be thinking, can I get into this? Can I use this for free? Yes, they have a limited time free plan where you get in, it's available for about a month, and after that you have to pay. So their premium cost about $11, and the business plan cost about $25 per month. Okay, let's talk about the next interesting tool, Monday.com. Okay, so Monday.com was launched in 2014 and is used by over 225,000 customers across different industries in almost every country in the world. This is a tool that is used by large organizations like Coca-Cola, like Canva, Universal Music, to mention a few. And I like Monday.com. It's, has customizable workflow management. The time tracking and timeline view is also awesome. It has collaboration features that you can use to share file, comment, and provide real-time updates. And it has integration capabilities and automation with over 40 tools and more, such as Slack, your Google Drive, and so on and so forth. What are some of the advantages of using Monday.com? It's highly customizable for different business processes, depending on the plan that you're on, whether it's a free plan or it's a paid plan. Excellent visualization for your timeline, Gantt charts, and calendar view. And it's user-friendly for teams with little project management experience. So if you have little project management experience, Monday.com is one of the great tools that you can use to begin to learn how you schedule, how you plan resources, how you do your Gantt chart. You can learn all that on Monday.com. What are some of the disadvantages? Because there's a lot of features, it can become overwhelming for you. And the automation features are limited when you are not paying, right? When you're not paying, there's not so much you can do. That's one of the things I would say. So for Monday.com, you have a free plan that is available till whenever you want it. So it's there. It's not limited to a number of days, and that free plan is available for you to use with another user. So you can have that tool and collaborate with someone else. Just 2 users, that's what's available on your free plan. They have a basic plan that starts from $8, and they also have enterprise pricing that would come with custom pricing if you want to try Monday.com. Let's talk about one that is specifically built for a project management framework, and this is Trello. Okay, so Trello launched in 2011. They have over 50 million users, and they are used by organizations like Coinbase, Google, Visa, Zoom, John Deere, and so on and so forth. One very lovely thing about Trello is that it's free, as their free plan is very good. And when I say very good, I mean I've used their free plan for a number of years now, and it's a very good tool that you can use when you have work that is Kanban based. And when I mentioned earlier that this is a tool that is focused on a specific project management framework, and that would be Kanban. So this uses the Kanban. It's a tool that is specifically designed for those who use Kanban to execute their project. So the board is Kanban based, and you can easily drag and drop just as you would have in different other Kanban based tools. But this is like a very awesome tool. And they used to have an automation called Butler, but they no longer have that Butler. Butler was an automation that they had on Trello that used to recognize repetitive actions that you're performing. It will suggest automation based on those actions that you can just enable with a single click, but that's no longer there. But they still have task of automation on Trello, and it integrates with tools like Slack, Jira, Google Drive, and other tools as well. What are some of the advantages? It's simple and visually appealing. So if you use Trello, it's very simple to use. You don't need so much learning to get into using this tool. It's easy to set up and use for beginners. And we're going to try this tool in one of our sessions soon. And it's flexible and can be used for a variety of project types. What are some of the disadvantages? There's limited features when you're using it for a complex project, and it's harder to scale for larger teams and larger projects. As I mentioned earlier, the pricing, there's a free plan that is available and it is awesome. I mean, on their free plan, the standard plan starts from $5, premium $10, and their enterprise starts from about $18. Let's take a look at Smartsheet, and a lot of you must have seen Smartsheet either mentioned somewhere or the other before. So Smartsheet started in 2005, and there are over 13 million customers that use Smartsheet, and you find users such as NASA, the Walt Disney Company, Lucid. For those of you who are into electric vehicles, you should know Lucid, and Lucid is one of the organizations that uses Smartsheet. And Disney is also another one. And you have GE Vernova in the US, Sanofi, who's into pharmaceuticals. These are organizations that use Smartsheet. What are some of the key features of Smartsheet? The grid, the card, the Gantt and calendar view for project tracking on Smartsheet is nice. And the automation workflow for repetitive tasks is also there. And you have real-time reporting and dashboard, which is pretty easy to use. And it has extensive integration option with Google Workspace, Slack, Microsoft Office, and so many other tools. What are some of the advantages of Smartsheet? It's excellent for larger and complex projects, and it has built-in automation that helps reduce manual work. And it's a strong collaboration tool with a centralized dashboard. Some of the disadvantages: it's a little bit more challenging to learn, especially if you're a beginner, and can be costly for a smaller team. Is Smartsheet free? Not entirely. You have a free trial available, similar to Asana, available to you for about 30 days. And the payment plan, their payment plan starts from about $7. And they also have custom pricing when you get into the enterprise versions. Okay, this is one of the ones that I love the most, ClickUp. I like ClickUp because ClickUp is such a nice tool that mirrors a lot of the legacy project management tools that we've known from time. So ClickUp started in 2017, and maybe they started not too long ago. That has helped them to be able to learn from the challenges that other project management tools have. And that's one of the reasons why their tool is such an awesome tool. And ClickUp started in 2017 with over 6 million users, such as Chick-fil-A, Cartoon Network, Fields, and so on and so forth. And some of their key features that you would find is that they have this all-in-one task management, time tracking, and goal setting tool. Similar to other project management tools, they have multiple project views like Gantt, list. You have your calendar. You want to have it in a box or Kanban, it's all available there. And it natively integrates with Slack, Google Drive, and many more tools. And there's custom workflow and task automation as well on ClickUp. And some of the advantages is extremely versatile with multiple project views. I mentioned that this is a tool that is, I mean, when I say awesome, because I've used quite a number of tools, this is an awesome tool. It's highly customizable for any type of project, and it has unlimited users even on the free plan. What are some of the disadvantages? And the unlimited users, guys, that I mentioned on the free plan may not last forever. So it may be here today, similar to other tools. Once they have a lot of users, they would then just reduce it or even just take away the free plan entirely. What are some of the disadvantages that you have with ClickUp? The interface can become overwhelming due to many features, and some users find the performance can be slow when you're managing larger projects. And I know that's something they will be working on. As you know, this would definitely affect their bottom line, so they would definitely be ramping up on the slow performance. The pricing, I mentioned that the free plan is available to you to use, and the plan starts from, if you want to pay, starts from $5. And they also have their business plan, which is about $12. And there's also the enterprise pricing, which can be negotiated with these organizations. Looking at the next one, Wrike. So for Wrike is a tool that started about 20 years ago in 2006, and they have over 1.5 million users. Organizations that use them include Sony, PayPal, AT&T, Amazon, MTV, Lyft, Intuit, and so on. And some of their key features, it's a real-time collaboration tool where you can also share files, and you can track your projects through Gantt charts and task dependencies. The time tracking and workload management is also there for you, so you can see who's having too much work and who has less. And it's, it has robust reporting and analytics features, so you can use that in terms of your reporting and analytics. It gives you very good dashboards and awesome stuffs like that. And in terms of the advantages, it has comprehensive set of features for managing complex projects. It's a strong collaboration tool with real-time project updates. So once you're updating, it's dynamic. It's also updating, similar to some of these dynamic tools that you have, and it's suitable for teams of all sizes. It can be expensive for smaller teams, and the user interface can feel cluttered sometimes when you use Wrike. What's the pricing? They have a free plan from between 0 to 5 users, and the paid plan starts from about $10. And for the business plan, you pay about $25, and enterprise pricing that can be negotiated with them. And let's talk about Jira. Okay, Jira, this is one of the tools that I like a lot as well. They have a lot of features when you use their free plan compared to other products. And Jira launched in 2002, and Jira is a tool that is used by over 260 paying customers, so clients, and you can imagine how many millions of people use Jira when they have 260 paying customers. So if you look at, for each of those organizations, they would have like thousands of people, and that would translate into millions of users for Jira. And Jira is used by organizations like Amazon Web Service, Airbnb, Cisco, NASA, Tesla, Spotify, Walmart, just to mention a few. What are some of the key features of Jira? Jira is an agile project management tool that you can use for your Scrum, for your Kanban, and it's very strong with these methodologies. When you also have other things to do within your project, they have a lot of features. So either it's procurement, it's legal, contracting, regular project management, developing a schedule, and things like that. They've got all this within Jira, and they have a customizable workflow for you to track your issues. There's comprehensive reporting and real-time metrics, and integration with developer tools like GitHub, Bitbucket, and Jenkins, which is one of the reasons why you find that Jira is quite popular. And it also integrates with so many other tools as well, like Slack and so many others that are too numerous to mention today. It's ideal for software development teams because Jira, right from the get-go, is something that software development teams use a lot, and they've captured that software development market they've held it for a long time now. It has advanced customization options for workflows, and it's excellent for managing your agile project. What are some of the disadvantages? It can be complex when you're a non-technical person, and it also has limited flexibility outside of agile project management. A lot of their functions and functionalities are tailored towards the agile practices. In terms of pricing, they have a free plan that you can use for up to 10 users, and the standard pricing starts from about $8, and they also have custom pricing when you get to the enterprise level. Let's talk about some of the grandfathers of project management. So in tools, when you talk about project management tools, Microsoft Project is one of the oldest tools that you have for managing projects. And Microsoft Project launched in 1984. I know some of the people who are listening to this have not been born at that. They were not born at that time, and it's used by a lot of organizations because a lot of organizations they work with Microsoft anyways, so they have Microsoft Office and things like that. So it's easy because Microsoft Project integrates easily with Microsoft tools. So it's easy for most organizations to just pick up Microsoft Project. And it's used by a lot of organizations, too numerous to mention, but I'll mention some of them like Accenture, Caterpillar, the US government, IKEA, and so on and so forth. They all use MS Project. This is a key tool I would advise that you learn how to use because it has a lot of traditional project management features. It has a detailed Gantt chart and task scheduling, feature, time tracking and resource management. You can manage your resource to as much as you want to manage your resources to the lowest level, and you can decompose projects on Microsoft Project to as many levels as you want. This is one feature that I still struggle with when I use other tools, but when I get on Microsoft Project, the desktop version in particular, it's easy for you to decompose your activities to as many levels as you want. And it has advanced reporting and real-time project insights and integrates seamlessly with Microsoft Office suite. You would smile at that. If it's a Microsoft tool, why won't it integrate with Microsoft Office suite? What are some of the advantages? It's ideal for large organizations with complex project needs. It offers comprehensive project tracking and resource management tools, and it has good integration with the Microsoft ecosystem, Excel, Outlook, Teams, and other Microsoft solutions as well. What are some of the disadvantages? There's a steep learning curve. So if you're not technical or you're new to project management and you want to learn MS Project, you may need to spend some time to learn MS Project. And the pricing is a little bit high when you compare it to other competitors, and knowing fully well that they don't have a free plan when you're using Microsoft Project, especially the desktop version. Okay, when you look at the integration as well, it's challenging to integrate with other tools. You have to go to their store and then begin to, do the add-ins and all that. So it's a little bit challenging when you want to integrate MS Project with other tools that are not Microsoft tools. Like I mentioned, they don't have a free plan. When you use their project plan, which is the online version, there's a $10 per user per month, and it goes from that to up to $55 per user per month. And we'll talk about the last one today, which is Primavera P6. And this was one of the first tools that I used as a project manager. Is a very good tool that is owned by Oracle. Primavera was actually an organization on its own before, and Oracle bought over the product, and now it's Oracle Primavera P6. Okay, this is a tool that was launched in 1983, so it's actually older than MS Project, and their most recent release is the P6 21.12 that was released in December 2021. And they have several things on the Primavera P6, several features that you can use. And this is a tool that is used by organizations such as BP, General Electric, Lockheed Martin, Cisco, ConocoPhillips, and other large corporations. And one of the reasons why you find these large corporations using Oracle Primavera P6 is because it's a tool that is designed specifically to handle large-scale complex projects in industries such as construction, engineering, manufacturing, and infrastructure development. If you look at the user base of Primavera, over 76% of the organizations that uses Primavera are into construction. So it's a tool that is well known for its ability to manage, coordinate multiple projects simultaneously with, with complex schedules, resources, and cost. So Primavera is pretty good at that. You can use it to manage cost to the lowest level. You can use it to manage your activities to the lowest level. It has a lot of wonderful features. What are some of the advantages that it has? It's a comprehensive project scheduling tool. You can use it to build your schedule, into the lowest details or the highest details that you may want, and you can use it to manage a lot of tasks and dependencies with precision. That task and dependencies is one advantage that Microsoft Project and Primavera P6 has that a lot of the dynamic tools do not have, right? And you can use it to check to, develop your critical path. You can use it to manage your resource and cost, use it to manage your risk, use it to customize your dashboard, and use it for your end value management, which a lot of these tools do not have, right? It helps you track your project performance, your cost efficiency in real time by measuring the actual work that you completed against your planned work and budget. And it's a scalable tool that you can scale up as your team becomes larger, or as it becomes smaller. You can either scale up or scale down. And also, if your project is becoming bigger, you can also scale it up or down as well. As I mentioned, it's good for handling complex projects, good for managing your resource and risk management. What are some of the disadvantages of Primavera? It has a steep learning curve. If you're new to project management and you don't have someone guiding you, it can be challenging for you to use Primavera. It's expensive for small teams or projects. They don't have a free plan. They typically would have enterprise plans, and it has a heavy system requirement as well. If you're into Agile, Primavera may not be the best tool for you because it's designed to work with traditional project management practices like your waterfall, right? So that's what Primavera is really designed to manage. And it has time-intensive data inputs, so those are some of the things you want to watch out for if you want to select Primavera. In terms of pricing, Primavera would cost you over $2,000 per year if you're buying a one-time license, right? For one-time purchase, it's over $2,000. So it's pretty expensive. It's not super cheap. Okay, so now we've spoken about these tools. Let's take a look at all of them and just compare them quickly. So for Asana, you can see all these tools: Asana, Trello, Monday.com, Smartsheet, ClickUp, Wrike, Jira, Microsoft Project, and Primavera. You can see the ones where you have the free version. You can see the ones that you have to pay if you have to use them. And you can see there are paid plans that range from the cheapest, which is ClickUp and Trello, which is $5 per month, to Primavera. If you look at their annual plan and break it down into a monthly plan, it costs you about $230 per month. And you can see the advantages from being customizable to being simple in terms of the visual task management, tools that are very strong for collaboration, the ones that are strong in project tracking, and some that are good for complex projects too. Key disadvantages for these tools as well, with some that have limited features for large teams, some that are overwhelming for beginners, steeper learning curve. Some are overwhelming, could be expensive for small teams, and the expensive licensing, which was the one that we dealt with last. What's next for you guys now that you've learned about these tools? I've told you that this is the first in a 2-series session where we're learning about key tools for project management. So what's next? The next thing for you guys is to watch the next one that we have, which is the next key tool that we're going to practicalize, right? So we're going to practicalize the tool, and we're going to get there. We'll get our hands dirty, we build a schedule, we have a Gantt, right? We do some project budgeting, and we try that tool, and you see some of the things that you can do with that tool. So what's next that you've learned this today? You want to practice, practice, practice. Make sure that you practice. Practice, as they say, makes perfect. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. It's all at AAA Consult. If you have questions, please reach out. You can join our next free learning session. And as I mentioned, if you want us to talk about a topic that we haven't spoken about, please just drop it in the comment section. And if you like this video, please make sure that you follow our channel and like and subscribe to this page. I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who's been here today, taking the time to learn and enjoy this session today. I'll get to see you in our practical session in the next video. Thank you.